What's going on, Range Apps? This week on Hobby News Wednesday, we've got the last of the 10th edition rules, a way that we all can shape the lore that I think is actually really cool, and some pre-order bonuses for the Leviathan box. Let's get into it. First up, for new rules, we've got the Space Marine chapters, including my favorites, the Space Wolves. So these are the Angels of Death. The Dark Angels detachment rule is going to be Grim Resolve. The Dark Angels are renowned for their unshakable resolve, enduring tenacity, and strict discipline in battle. They are tactically astute, able to prosecute their wars on any front. On the offense, they strike with all the martial pride of the lion, while in defense they are stalwart, determined to accomplish their mission no matter the cost. While an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army is battle shocked, change the objective control character models in that unit to 1 instead of 0. I don't know much about these guys, but I'm assuming they're going to be much the same, like, stat-wise as the Terminators. Could be wrong, but... The Space Wolves. So, this is the part where I'm kind of, like, I know a lot about these rules. These seem like the Warlord rules, so it makes me wonder what they're going to do with the Warlord rules for Space Wolves. Space Wolves, Champions of Rust, detachment rule. Deeds worthy of saga. Legendary deeds in the midst of battle are an intoxicating mead. Those who witness them are inspired to greater feats of daring valor, determined to prove themselves worthy of their champions. At the end of the battle round, you can select one of the 6 sagas below if that saga was completed by your army during that battle round. All Adeptus Astartes models from your army gain the associated benefit until the end of the battle. You can only select each saga once per battle. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus... So this is the Saga of the Warriorborn. One or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army destroy one or more enemy character models during the battle round. Benefits once completed. Melee weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes models from your army have the sustained hits 1 ability. Saga of Majesty. The saga is completed if you control one or more objective markers in your opponent's deployment zone. At the end of either player's turn during the battle round, and one or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army or within range of that objective marker, benefit once complete. Improve the objective control characteristic of Adeptus Astartes models from your army by 1. Saga of the Bear. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army were reduced to below half of their starting number of wounds during the battle round, but were not destroyed at the end of the battle round. Benefits once completed. Adeptus Astartes models from your army have the Feel No Pain 6+ ability. Saga of the Beast Slayer. This saga is completed if one or more Adeptus Astartes character models from your army destroy one or more enemy monster or vehicle models during the battle round. Benefits once completed. Melee weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes models from your army have the Lethal Hits ability. The Hounds... they picked the Hounds of Mordecai, really? The one unit that I know nothing about in Space Wolves because I refuse to take them. But let's have a look here. Looks pretty standard, yeah. The Blood Angels, the Red Thirst. Though they strive to restrain it, the murderous ferocity of the Blood Angels simmers beneath the surface of their thoughts. In battle, this rage drives them towards the foe and leads great strength to their blows. Each time an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army is selected to fight, if that unit makes a charge move this turn, until the end of this phase, adds 1 to the strength and attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by models in that unit. What the hell? Why do Blood Angels get so much? Okay, Black Templar, Righteous Crusaders, Templar vows. On the eve of battle, the warriors of a Black Templar's crusade gather together to be led in prayer and contemplation by their chaplains. In their righteous zeal, united in their hatred of the foe, they swear a mighty vow to uphold in the battle ahead. At the start of the first battle round, select one of the 4 Templar vows below to be active for Adeptus Astartes units from your army until the end of the battle. Suffer not the unclean to live. Melee weapons equipped by models in this unit have the Lethal Hits ability. Uphold the honor of the Emperor. Models in this unit have the Feel No Pain 6+ ability and a leadership characteristic of 5. Uphold the Witch. Destroy the Witch. Models in this unit have a 4+ invulnerable save against psychic attacks, and melee weapons equipped by models in this unit have the Anti-Psychic 4+ ability. Accept any challenge no matter the odds. Melee weapons equipped by models in this unit have the Sustained Hits 1 ability. Death Watch. Mission Tactic. So they're going to be the Black Spear Task Force, one of their detachments. There might be more. Could be the only one. Who knows? Thousands of years Colligated strategic data and hard-won combat experience have provided the Death Watch with the ultimate battlefield tactics to combat against almost any foe. At the start of your command phase, you can select one of the mission tactics listed below. Until the start of your next command phase, that mission tactic is active and its effects apply to all units from your army with this ability. Each mission tactic can only be selected once per battle. Fear your tactics. When the enemy horde grows close, the Death Watch will be tasked with the decimation of their core, aiming not for the critical kills but for maximum destruction over a wide area. They tear the heart from the enemy army. When this mission tactic is active, the weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes unit from your army have the sustained hits 1 ability. When the Giants of War lumber forth, the Death Watch will adopt malicious tactics. Even the largest behemoth has a weak point in the archives of the Death Watch. Number them all. When this mission tactic is active, weapons equipped by Adeptus Astartes units from your army have the lethal hits ability. Purgatus Tacticus. By adopting Purgatus Tacticus, the Death Watch focus their deadly ire upon the commanders of the enemy host, assassinating them one after another with pitiless headshots and killing thrust of the blade. While this mission tactic is active, each time an Adeptus Astartes unit from your army makes an attack, if a critical hit is scored, the attack has the precision ability. And that is going to be it for our Space Marine chapters. A lot of lethal hits is what I was reading. But next up, we have Titans. So let's get into them. Fear the God Machines. The Titans. Adeptus Titanicus army rules. If every model in your army has the Imperium keyword, you can include one Adeptus Titanicus model in your army, even if it does not have the faction keyword you selected in the Select Army Faction step. Titanicus Traitorous. You can use the Adeptus Titanicus datasheets in this document to represent Titanicus Traitorous models if you wish to do so. To do so, on those datasheets and on this army rules card, replace all instances of the Imperium keyword with Chaos. Replace all instances of the Adeptus Titanicus with faction with the Titanicus Traitorous. For the purpose of points values, use those published for the equivalent Adeptus Titanicus model. So the Warlord Titan, it's going to have 100 wounds. Damn. And it's going to have an invulnerable save against ranged attacks. A Phantom Titan. Hierophant. This is just going to be them covering the rules. I'm not going to go over every single rule. Just know that, like, they have a shit ton of wounds. Some of them, like the Warlord has 100, and looks like this one's for the Tau. The Manta has 60 wounds and has a movement of 20 plus. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's movement. I could be wrong. But that's a lot for the Manta. Anyway, next up we've got some cool stuff for the Leviathan box. Let's look into it. Next up, we're going to be covering some stuff you'll get for pre-ordering the Leviathan box from different places. So first off, if you somehow, by some miracle, will manage to get it from Games Workshop, don't get your hopes up. You're going to get this lovely battle mat with 2 sides. Just the battle mat, though. Nothing to go on it. Meanwhile, though, if you order it if you get it from your local Warhammer store and to get your, on launch day, you get your copy, you will get objective markers, tokens. Yeah. You get 12 battle shock tokens and 20 wound rolls. Tokens and denominations of 10 tokens representing 1 rule, 6 representing 3 wounds, 4 representing 5 wounds. What? Why? And then independent Warhammer stockists will have one of 2 options of Leviathan loot for 40k fans. Ask your local store how to get goodies like this set of 28 double-sided deployment zone markers, or a neoprene dice tray which features part of a Tyranid staring into the glowing and cracked lens of a Terminator helm. They're alright. The cooler thing to look at is going to be the other thing that we can look at for Leviathan. So this is going to be the battle for Ogreham. So basically, after 2 days after the release, right? From what I gathered, you're basically going to somehow in there, you're going to, in the new Warhammer app, you're going to be able to, put in whether or not the Space Marines want to fight or the Tyranids want to fight. That's kind of how I took it. So if you're playing Space Marines, you won, great. And basically, worldwide, how that works is that eventually we're going to be deciding the fate of Ograham, like over the course of, I don't know if they say in here, but I think that's a really cool way of us showing how we can like shape the lore. And I think and as far as I'm aware, it's a new concept in Warhammer. So yeah, I think that's really neat. And next up, of course, we've seen these before. They're just the index cards. These are so you can look up your rules a lot quicker than normal. I am curious how it's going to work with Space Marines and Space Wolves, like because I last I checked, we actually share a lot. Like in ninth edition, we shared a lot of units with the Space Marines. So if I pick up Space Wolves, am I also going to have to pick up Space Marines? It's a big question I got. Looks like you can also will also be made into a free PDF download. So that is also nice there. And that is going to be it. I think, yeah, that is going to be it for our Warhammer. So it looks like there wasn't any D&D news. So all the news we have left is my personal news. There might not be a hobby news video next week. I'm going on a vacation and I'm struggling with how to like make one. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm going to figure that out. That being said, though, in 2 weeks, there's going to be a new series coming out on, I'm thinking Thursdays, might be Fridays. Still trying to decide. I'm working on it, though. And then, of course, the week after that, I will have another audio drama come out. I really enjoy making the audio dramas. I'm just still struggling to find motivation to write the script, but it should be there. Of course, with me being on vacation next week, there's also not going to be a stream next week. There is going to be one tomorrow. Make sure to tune into that. It should be around my usual time, so 11 to whenever I'm done with a model, or whenever I feel I'm done with a model, or really just whenever I feel like stopping. But that is it for my personal news. I will see you guys in 2 weeks, or 2 weeks, or tomorrow, depending if you drop in on my Twitch. Make sure to break that subscribe button and the like button if you're liking this content here on YouTube. And to follow me on TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at is_scornbreaker, or there might be a link in the description below if I finally figure that out. Probably isn't. But I will see you guys when I see you. Peace out.